And welcome in to Eastwood Field, Niles, Ohio. Youngstown State, Northern Kentucky Horizon League baseball action. Trevor Parks, Kevin Davis, Dom Joseph with you today from sun-splashed Eastwood. Beautiful day here in the Mahoning Valley as the Penguins get to set to take on the Norse. Final Horizon League home games of the season for the Penguins. Before heading out on the road for their last set at Oakland tomorrow. Norse make the trip up I-71 today. Busy weekend for the Norse, 19-30 overall, coming in with 2 straight wins. Swept a doubleheader yesterday from Oakland, beat the Golden Grizzlies 12-7 and 10-5 at Bill Acre Baseball Complex down in Highland Heights. So busy weekend concluding for the Norse, while a busy stretch of 4 games in 2 days about ready to get underway for the Penguins. On the mound for YSU in game 1 of this twin bill, right-hand pitcher Zach Minnie. Minnie, a sophomore, comes in with a 7.91 earned run average, 1-1 on the season. He'll be making his 18th appearance and 4th start of the season. He has gone the distance. That game was against UIC. Back on April 21st. Happy birthday to myself. Great day, April 21st for Zach Minnie and myself. 33 innings pitched, 29 earned runs surrendered, 17 walks, 24 strikeouts. He'll face center fielder Jake Richmond, junior center fielder for the Norse. And Richmond steps in. Our first pitch from Minnie, called strike 1. Home plate umpire Darren Brown, over at first Doug Nair, out at third John Molesky. Offering from Minnie down low, count 1-1. Penguins wearing their camo jerseys today, camo hats. Red, white, and blue star-striped Y on the cap. Pitch from Minnie, curveball outside, 2-1. Behind the plate today for the Penguins, doing the catching, number 4, Lou Cardona. So 2-1, the count to Richmond, the Norse's leadoff batter. Flew out, popped up to the left side. Shortstop for the Penguins drifts out is Webb Charles. Charles squeezed it, first out of the top of the first for the Gwens. Stepping to the plate for the Norse, right fielder TJ Alice. Alice, a senior, started all 49 games for the Norse. Elias batting .314, 64 hits, 18 doubles, 14 home runs. Some pop at the top of this lineup. 9 home runs for Richmond, 14 for Elias. Cleanup batter Trey Gans, 13 jacks this season. Left-hander steps in. Minnie fires. First pitch swinging, chopped foul outside of first. Elias in league play, batting .324. 34 hits for the Norse. 11 of his home runs have come in league play. 1-2 pitch chopped off to the left side, strike 2. Minnie gets ahead of a good hitter in Elias. So I mentioned Penguins at home 2 today, and then they will close out their home schedule with a non-conference 3-game set against Ryder next week as the 0-2 offering outside, ball 1. Minnie working quickly. Elias holds up, 2-2. Penguins with the shift on. Second baseman Chang playing in short right field. 2-2 pitch upstairs. Nobody guarding the third base line. Kendrick guarding the first base line. Shortstop Webb Charles playing your second base spot. And Minnie walks him, ball 4. So Minnie got ahead in the count. 0-2 as Elias fouled off 2 pitches. Then the next 4 were out of the strike zone. That's the 18th walk issued by Minnie on the season. Brings up catcher Will Houter, sophomore, playing in his 45th game for the Norse, batting .298. 50 hits, 8 doubles, and a home run this year. Right-handed hitter steps in. Minnie's pitch. Swung on, drilled down the left field line. He's going to get in the corner. Rowan tries to play. It takes a funny hop down there. He's all the way in the corner, being waved around and going to score easily as Elias on the one-out double to left by Houter. So Houter doubled down in the corner, ball pinball down there. Rowan was playing off the line quite a bit, couldn't get there. And Houter picks up his 24th RBI of the season and 9th double. So Gant steps in, the designated hitter, left-handed hitter, junior. And he flares one to right, back and under it is Lorenzo Arcuri, tagging at second as Houter. Arcuri's throw back in, but Houter will move up to third with 2 outs. So Chad Roberts will step in for the Norse. Roberts batting .259 on the campaign. First baseman, left-handed hitting, right-handed throwing. First pitch for Minnie, ball 1. Minnie trying to avoid further damage here in the first. Works quickly from the windup and hit into right field by Roberts. Base hit will plate Houter. The Norse jump on top, 2-0. 2 outs here in the top of the first. So Mercurio steps in. Dominic, the second baseman for the Norse, junior, batting .318, 50 hits on the campaign, 7 doubles, 6 home runs. Impressed with the amount of long balls hit by the Norse this season, 56, but they've also given up 50. Minnie's pitch to Mercurio. Fires. Mercurio flares it into right. Arcuri steps in and grabs it for the 3rd out of the inning, but the Norse score twice. They take a 2-0 lead over YSU. The Penguins are due up to bat in the bottom of the first inning. Twins head to the bottom of the first, trailing Northern Kentucky 2-0. Penguin lineup today will face Brody Basilione, right-handed pitcher for the Norse. Basilione, 6.37 ERA, 0-5 on the campaign, making his 16th appearance, 8 starts, 35 and a third innings pitched this season, 25 earned, 14 walks, 25 punchouts. Lineup that'll face Basilione, Rowan, Benyo, Arcuri, Kendrick batting cleanup, Padovan batting 5th, Trey Brightus hitting 6th, Webb Charles 7th, Lou Cardona batting 8th, and Evan Chang started in the lineup, playing in his 10th game of the year, making his 6th start, playing second base. So Anthony Rowan steps in, the junior left fielder for the Gwens, batting .264 this year. 48 hits, 27 runs scored, 10 doubles, 4 triples, 2 home runs. Been primarily in the leadoff spot for YSU throughout the campaign. Try to be a spark plug at the top of the lineup for YSU. He'll face Brody Bazilione. Bazilione's pitch downstairs, ball one. Bazilione's pitch inside. Rowan stepped to first like he thought it hit him, but no dice there. Bazilione, a junior from Lexington, Ohio, JUCO transfer to the Norse program. Right-hander deals to Rowan. Takes that downstairs. Count goes to 3-0. .30 pitch to Rowan. And they're called strike one. Norse play Rowan pretty much straight up. Has power to all fields. Good spray hitter as well. 3-1 pitch upstairs. Rowan opens up the bottom of the first with a lead-out walk on 5 pitches. Stepping up for the Penguins, sophomore designated hitter Kyle Benyo. Benyo batting .261 on the campaign, 35 hits. Has some pop in his bat, 8 home runs, 7 doubles, and a triple. Benyo from just down the street. Austintown, Ohio originally. Went to high school at IMG Academy down in Florida. Got its acclaim for being a tennis outfit for a long time, but it's branched out to all sports, football, baseball, basketball. Benyo deciding to go down south for some nicer weather instead of staying up here in the springtime. But a beautiful day out here today. Wind blowing from left to right. Pitch inside from Bazilione, 2-0. So Bazilione is throwing 7 pitches. 6 of them have been out of the strike zone. Going to be a long afternoon out here for everybody. 2-0 pitch, Bazilione way outside, ball 3. So control issues early for the junior right-hander. And catcher for the Norse, Houter, going to go out and try to settle him down a little bit. But 7 balls and 8 pitches, not the way you want to get your game underway. See if Benyo has a green light, 3-0. First-year head coach Dan Bertolini done a great job in his inaugural campaign with the Gwens. A pitch goes inside. Benyo gave it a double look. Might have thought it caught the corner. It did not. So Penguins, 2 base runners via the base on balls will bring up Lorenzo Arcuri. Penguins enter today's first game of the double dip, 15-32 overall, 9-17 in the Horizon League. We'll touch on the league standings as we move on, how important this game is for the Penguins this weekend in general. 7-9 here at Eastwood Field. In at the corners, expecting a bunt from Arcuri, and Bazilione gets a strike in there. 0-1 the count. First time he's gotten ahead today after walking the first 2 batters of the contest. Arcuri batting .291. Fouls that off at the plate. Arcuri, a senior for the Gwens, 48 hits in his final campaign, 8 doubles, 5 homers, 3 triples, has knocked in 22 runs. Pitch from Bazilione. Gets away from Houter. Runners are able to move up. Houter with a late break on it, and Rowan, always the eager Rowan, turned third. Maybe thought for a brief moment to try to sneak home, but Houter was able to find the baseball. Penguins a little something going here. 2 on, 2 runners in scoring position now for Arcuri, who can swing away, make something happen. Zillion's pitch inside. 2-2. Has not been able to find the strike zone early in the game. Looks like he's trying to work the inside corner. So far, he has not gotten one inside pitch called for a strike. Zillion working from the stretch. Upstairs, hit him in the shoulder. So Arcuri hangs in there. Fastball got away from Bazillion, and the Penguins have loaded the bases with nobody out here in the bottom of the first for slugger Andrew Kendrick. Kendrick comes into today's game, .255 average, 40 hits, 5 doubles, team high 14 home runs, and team best 34 RBIs, as we will have a mound visit for the Norse. Dizzy Payton, 10th season pitching coach, will trot out and talk to his battery. So Kendrick has had a great season for the Penguins. Been a 3-time player of the week in the league, earned national acclaim for some early season offensive pop. He's kind of been stymied lately in the home run department. Coming up on almost a month since his last home run. So it'd be a great time for Kendrick to get a hold of one here. Of course, Bazillion hasn't been the most generous pitcher in throwing strikes so far. 2 walks and a hit batter for the Gwens. So Kendrick will step in. Kendrick's girlfriend, Callie Mikovic, she plays for the YSU softball team. Gwens in the championship game. It's game 1 today at UIC. Unfortunately, YSU down 1-0 in the top of the second inning. UIC. Bases full of Penguins. Bazillion's first pitch, Kendrick cranks it, but it's going to go foul. So Kendrick was sitting dead red there in that first pitch from Bazillion, knowing they probably weren't going to throw him anything off speed. Jumped on that, just a little out in front of it, pulled it to the left field side and out of play. Kendrick takes that pitch outside, 1-0. So Bazillion, 2 walks, a hit batter, and a wild pitch here in the bottom of the first. Has yet to retire a batter. No action in the Norse bullpen as of yet, with a long day ahead. Sunny day, though. 1-1 pitch. Kendrick rips that into left field. It's going to get down in front of the left fielder, grow all the way to the wall. This will plate 2. Into third, and staying there is Arcuri. And Kendrick with a double and 2 RBIs. His 6th double on the campaign. Now up to 36 runs batted in. Gwens tie this at 2. So excellent job by Kendrick. Just kept waiting for that fastball, knowing that Bazillion had to throw a strike. And once he got his pitch, he jumped on it to left field. Left fielder couldn't cut the ball off. Ball went to the wall and was able to score a pair of Gwens. Runner still at second, third. Nobody out for YSU as Nico Padovan steps in. Pitch called strike 1 to Padovan. Senior third baseman, batting .263. 46 hits. 8 doubles, 1 home run, 21 RBIs in an RBI situation right now. Runners at second, third, nobody out. Pitch to Padovan, catches the outside corner, strike 2. Oh, 2 pitch from Bazillion outside. Padovan doesn't fish. Ball 1. One, 2 pitch from Bazillion. Padovan takes that outside and high, count level at 2-2. North's 8-23 on the road this year. They played at Milwaukee last weekend. Lost 2. Padovan chops that to third. Third baseman will look to run her back and throw across to first. So good play over by third at Bolin, the North's third baseman, to retire Padovan. Holds Arcuri at third. 2 outs, 1 out, 2 on for Trey Bridus, the Penguins center fielder. Bridus entering the game today, .274 batting average, 43 hits, 12 doubles, 6 home runs, and a pair of triples. Pitch to Bridus, catches the inside corner, strike one from Bazilione. Bazilione, 25 strikeouts on the season for the junior righty. Pitch swung on and missed by Bridus, strike 2. Good off-speed pitch there from Bazilione, who's battled control issues here in the bottom of the first. 2-2. Eastwood Field, Kevin Davis, Trevor Parks, Dom Joseph on the call today. Game 1. 0-2 pitch. Right down Broadway, strike 3. Catches Bridus looking. So 2 down now for Webb Charles. Charles, a .280 hitter for the Penguins. 46 hits, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 12 RBIs on the campaign. Comes up in a key spot here. 2 outs, still runners at second and third. Bazilione trying to work out of the jam, mostly because of his own doing. But has settled down now. That pitch outside, good stop by Houter, who's been busy behind the dish early in this contest. Pitch to Charles downstairs, 2-0. So behind another hitter is Bazilione, this time to Charles. Charles, a sophomore from Reno, Nevada, takes that pitch outside, 3-0. A little overthrowing problem for Bazilione so far. Is lacking command early in this game. 3-0 count to Charles. Take that pitch right down the middle, strike 1. Perfect day for baseball and a lot of other outside activities. But stay inside. Check us out here on YSU YouTube. 3-1 pitch from Bazilione. Squared away and fouled off into the party pit. Right over T-Dog's head for strike 2. Full count now. Penguins at second and third. Bazilione steps off. Sophomore Webb Charles batting for the Gwens. Pitch from Bazilione, fouled off the right side. It'll get out of play. It's always a neat time to play out here. You start out here in March, and there are no leaves on the trees in center field. And then as the spring gets closer and we get into May, everything's nice and green. Very pretty ballpark. Chopped to short. Up with it is Coletta. He'll fire across to first. Over to Roberts. And Charles is retired. But the Gwens strike for a pair. And after 1 inning here from Eastwood Field, Northern Kentucky 2, Youngstown State 2. Welcome back. Eastwood Field, Trevor Parks, Kevin Davis, Dom Joseph. Got the action here, game one for you today. Penguins and Northern Kentucky Norse. Big Horizon League contest for the Penguins. Remember, the top 6 make the conference tournament, which goes to the top seed that has the proper facility requirements. So right now, UIC has a game up on Wright State at the top of the standings. Is the first pitch from Minnie to Brad Bolin. Northern Kentucky third baseman's called strike. Minnie working fast. Curveball in there. Strike 2. Bolin, 247 batting average, 39 hits this year. Minnie with 3 straight pitches. See you later, Bolin. So great job by Minnie, working quick. Backdoor curveball there for a called third strike. 1 up, 1 down. So Minnie retires the opening hitter of the inning for the second straight inning. Face Kyle Coletta, KU's shortstop. Pitch just misses outside, ball 1. Coletta batting .283, 34 hits, 7 doubles. Pitch from Minnie upstairs. Gwens are 9-17. They're a half game out of last. Or half game out of 6th, excuse me. 9-16 is Oakland. So Penguins play Northern Kentucky twice today. The Norse are pretty well set for the most part, you would think, in the tournament. They're 12-13. Milwaukee played some good baseball as of lately, improved to 10-15. And you have 3 teams with 9 wins. Valpo 9-14, Oakland 9-16, YSU 9-17. 2-0 pitch from Minnie outside. So Penguins need wins because they only have 4 Horizon League games left, including this one. There's a strike for Minnie on the 3-0 count. So YSU will play a doubleheader tomorrow at Oakland, who is idle today. They were at Northern Kentucky yesterday. Pitch chopped to second base over to Chang. Chang bobbles it, sticks with it, able to throw out Coletta at first. So Chang knocked it down, made it interesting for a second, but got Coletta by a whisker for out number 2. Brings up the 9th batter in the order for the Norse, Billy Marion. Marion making his 2nd start of the season. Left-handed batter takes that, called strike 1. Marion listed as a left-handed pitcher on the roster. Swings through that one. He's also listed at 6'1". He does not look 6'1". So sometimes those athletics communications people, you never know. Pitch from Minnie, just missed downstairs. Cardona tried to frame it, did not get the call from the home plate umpire, Darren Brown. Count goes to 1-2. Pitch fouled back to the screen by Marion. So yeah, Marion making his 2nd start on the year, 26th appearance. He's got 3 hits, 1 double, 8 runs, and 11 official at-bats. Pitch from Minnie outside, 2-2. Minnie's 2-2 offer. Popped into right center. Drifting over from his center field spot is Bridus. He calls off Arcuri. He'll squeeze it for the 3rd out. So quick inning for Minnie as the Norse go 1, 2, 3. Penguins will bring up Cardona, Chang, and Rowan when we head to the bottom of the 2nd. Bottom of the second, Eastwood Field. Penguins 2-2 with Northern Kentucky. Stepping to the plate for YSU to lead off the home half of the inning. Catcher Lou Cardona. Cardona, just a freshman, hitting .262, making his 20th start today. Northern Kentucky's Brody Bazilione delivers. Swung on and fouled off by Cardona. Cardona 2 doubles this year, 22 hits. YSU has played a plethora of catchers throughout the campaign. Bazilione called strike 2, gets ahead of Cardona 0-2. Upstairs to Cardona. Cardona, Anthony Santoro, Tanner Montgomery have been your catcher rotation throughout the season for YSU, giving Coach Dan Bertolini a little versatility in that role. Cardona swings through that one, strike 3. So after allowing the first 4 runners to reach base, Bazilione has settled down and retired 4 straight Penguins. So Evan Chang steps in. Chang, 6th start of the season. He's got 4 hits, 2 runs scored, just 20 official at-bats for the redshirt freshman. Takes that pitch, called strike 1. Chang from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Wears the number 1 for the Gwens. Bazilione's offering outside for a ball. Scoreboard's hard to see here when it's sunny. Chang flares that down to right field, the right field corner. Giving chase was Elias, but he runs out of room. Ball goes out of play in front of the clubhouse. So a beautiful day here at Eastwood Field. First of 2 between the Penguins and the Norse. Pitch from Bazilione. Catches the corner, called strike 3. So 2 straight strikeouts this inning for Bazilione. He's put down 3 of the last 4 batters by the punch-out, including 2 looking. So the Penguins get to the top of the order now. Anthony Rowan, he walked and scored back in the first inning. It's the 4th contest between these 2 teams who first got together back in late March. NKU won the series opener 15-8. Rowan takes that pitch, called strike. Penguins came back to win the middle of the triple 3-game stretch, 8-7. Norse won the series finale 6-3 on April 2nd. Downstairs, Rowan chases, swung on and missed. Rowan fouls one straight back at Dom. Stays with it. Hung in there like a trooper. Didn't move, didn't flinch or nothing. Pitch to Rowan outside. Count goes to 1-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. 2-2 is your score. Rowan looks at that pitch outside. Update from Chicago. Top of the 3rd, Penguins still trailing UIC 1-0. Page G and Angel in the circle for the Gwens. Gwens need to win twice today to claim the Horizon League Championship. Flames just need to win once as Rowan hits a dribbler to 3rd. He gets in between 3rd and short. Coletta just has to eat it, so Rowan is aboard with the infield single. .49th hit on the campaign for Rowan. and now takes over the team lead in hits. Kyle Benyo steps in. He also walked and scored last inning. Scored on the double by Andrew Kendrick. First pitch swinging by Benyo, fouled off, out of play. Excited to have our center field camera today. Good addition to our broadcast. Way this is going, hopefully we got enough battery power out there center field to keep it going. Throw over to first, Rowan back in easily. Rowan a threat to run, 8 steals in 9 attempts this year. See what he's doing with 2 outs and Benyo at the plate. Rowan goes, Bazilion swings and gets a piece of it. The foul ball ricocheted, and I think it hit Houter in the bare hand. So Houter trying to rub it off. Takes a moment to collect himself and gets back in. So Rowan had a good jump for Benyo. Got a piece of it. Don't know if it was a hit and run or not, but Rowan back at first now. 0-2 pitch. Benyo swings at one downstairs for strike 3. So strikes out the side does Brody Bazilion for Northern Kentucky here in the second. After 2 innings here at Eastwood Field, it's Northern Kentucky 2, Youngstown State 2. Top of the third inning here at Eastwood Field. Trevor Parks, Kevin Davis, Dom Joseph got the action for you here. Great Saturday afternoon. Top of the order now. Jake Richmond back up for Northern Kentucky. He popped out to shortstop first time at bat. First pitch swinging by Richmond. This time tries to get in between left and center field, but Anthony Rowan scoots in and grabs it for the first out. So Minnie has settled in, like his counterpart Bazilion. Minnie's retired 5 straight. TJ Alas in now for the Norse. Right fielder walked and scored in the first inning. Minnie's pitch, called strike. Say this for Minnie, he works quickly, which is appreciated by everybody. Swung and fouled back. Last time out, Minnie went 5 innings at Wright State. Gave up 6 earned runs, walked 5, struck out 3 against the Raiders. Pitch just misses outside. Penguins lost that game 10-7. It was May 6th. Chopper to the right side to Chang. Chang gets a hold of it, throws to Kendrick. And Alas is retired on the ground out to second base. So Will Houter steps in, hit an RBI double back in the first. So Houter, the Norris catcher. Big batter for Minnie here. He's gone more than 2 2/3 just twice this season. It's the last 2 starts. His other start came against Ohio. Midweek action went 2 innings against the Bobcats. With the full 9 against UIC, career-long outing. Pitches downstairs, and they appealed over to first. He did not go, so Houter had in the count 2-0. Called strike on the 2-0 offering. Pitch hit to shortstop behind the second base bag as Charles throws across his body. Houter hustles and beats a wide throw. So good hustle there by Charles at short, but Houter got out of the box reasonably quick. And he's got himself a base hit. Gans steps in, the DH. 13 home runs on the campaign for Gans. Big left-handed hitter. Takes that pitch outside, ball 1. Gans hits one to the left side. Chasing is Rowan. Rowan's got room right in front of the stands and squeezes it. So Rowan never gave up on it, as did Charles. They were able to stay in the field of play. Rowan squeezes for the 3rd out of the inning. So no score for the Norse. They get a hit and leave a runner in the top of the 3rd. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. 2-2, YSU, Northern Kentucky, here at Eastwood Field. Little kung fu fighting out here in between the top of the 3rd and bottom of the 3rd inning. Kevin Davis getting into it. Got to be a karaoke song for Kev because he nailed it. So Arcuri, Kendrick, Padovan due up for the Penguins. Arcuri was hit by a pitch, stranded at 3rd in the 1st. Brody Basilione in his 3rd inning work. First pitch upstairs, ball 1. Basillione's pitch, strike, right down the middle. Upstairs for a ball. Penguins have been known for some late game heroics. This year came back to beat Northern Kentucky late, Wright late, Valpo late, and Milwaukee late. They're tight one here, a 2-2 game, fouled off at the dish by Arcuri. Curie is a senior from Roseville, California. Spent his first 3 years in the program with Steve Gillespie. Now a senior here for first year boss Dan Bertolini. Pitch, and they say he went around. Curie doesn't necessarily believe it. Expresses his frustrations with the home plate umpire. Nonetheless, he is out by the strikeout, and Basilione has struck out 4 of the last 5 batters he faces. His last 4 outs, and 5 of his last 6 have all been strikeouts. So after some wildness early, definitely got it into his zone. Kendrick steps in. He ripped a double off Basilione in the second, or in the first. Bladed 2 runs. That was the big blow in the first, even the game up at 2-2 after the Gwens got into a 2-0 hole after top of the first when the North scored a pair. Basilione from the windup. Kendrick swings through that. So definitely hitting his spots. Now working well with Will Houter. A good visit to the mound by pitching coach Dizzy Payton back in the first, paying dividends. He's made the adjustment, and the Penguins batters need to follow suit. Pitch to Kendrick outside, ball 2. Bad news out of Chicago as UIC's added a pair in the third on a 2-run home run. They lead YSU 3-0 in the Horizon League softball final. Pitch is low, 3-1 to Kendrick. Gwens had to win twice today. UIC was thorn in their side all year. Beat them the previous 4 times, including 6-3 yesterday in the winners bracket final. Pitch to Kendrick down low, ball 4. So sort of cautious there by Basilione to Kendrick. Kendrick did swing through one that was on the outside corner, but is on board for the second time today. First time via the walk for Kendrick, his 19th walk this year. Brings up Padovan. Padovan grounded out to third back in the first. First pitch swinging, Padovan fouled outside of third. Eric Smith with the one-handed play. All first-year coaching staff for the Gwens, except for Ryan Crocus. Crocus, volunteer assistant last year, stayed on board this year with Bertolini, a former Penguin pitcher. He coaches over at first. Pitch in there called strike 2. Way at first is Kendrick, not a big lead. Delivery chopper to second, this could be 2. Touches Kendrick, does. Mercurio throw over to first, and Padovan is retired for the double play. So good turn there by Mercurio. Not much Kendrick could do with Mercurio fielding the ball in the baseline. Mercurio touched him, threw over to first to retire Padovan. And the Penguins go down in the bottom of the third. So through 3 innings, we're still deadlocked, 2-2 here at Eastwood Field. Top of the fourth inning now. Minnie steps in. He'll face Chad Roberts, Mercurio, Bolin for the Norse. The fast-working Minnie, his fourth inning of work. First pitch swinging by Mercurio. Warning track power by Roberts, excuse me. Flies out to deep right. So one pitch, one out here in the fourth. Second straight inning. Minnie has retired the first batter on the first pitch. So now that'll bring up Dominic Mercurio. Nice fielding play there in the end at the bottom of the third. Mercurio sees strike one from Minnie. Pitch from Minnie outside. Minnie's sister Caitlin, she's part of the YSU softball program. Penguins finished second this year in the Horizon League. Much due to her talents in the circle. Swung on and drilled down the left field line. Rowan giving chase, but crushed by Mercurio, but foul. And a 3-run third by the Flames. Now have the Gwens in a 4-0 hole as they head to the top of the fourth in Chicago, the Horizon League Softball Championship. Minnie's pitch to Mercurio, flared in the left. Rowan under it. He'll squeeze it for the second out of the inning. So 0 for 2 on the day to Mercurio. Fly it out to right. Flew out to left. Now Bolin steps in. He struck out looking. Open the second inning. Bolin first pitch swinging to left. Rowan on it. He'll squeeze the liner on the run. And in 5 pitches, Zach Minnie retires Northern Kentucky here in a fast-moving fourth. So through 3.5, we're still tied 2-2 here at Eastwood Field. Heading to the bottom of the fourth, Trevor Parks, Kevin Davis, Tom Joseph, Eastwood Field, Niles, Ohio. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for the Gwens. Brytus, Charles, Cardona face Brody Basilione. Basilione has been in a groove, much like YSU's Zach Minnie since midway through the first. Minnie gave up 2 runs through his first 2 batters. First 2 batters scored off Basilione walks for the Gwens, and since then, neither team has been able to break the deadlock. So Brad has struck out looking his first at bat in the first. First pitch swinging way out in front of that, strike one. Brad has 6 home runs on the year, 12 doubles, 43 hits for your Gwens. Catches the inside corner, strike 2. Basilione was not finding that inside corner early, and the fact that he's been able to get that now is the reason why he's settled in. Until he's moving with much more confidence on the mound, much better body language. Pitch to Brytus, waist pitch outside and low for a ball. 1-2 the count to Trey Brytus, junior from Woodbridge, Virginia. Out in front of that one, swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Bridus is down via the strikeout for the second time today. Bring up Webb Charles. Charles grounded out to short back in the first. Sophomore, 6'3", 190 from Reno, Nevada. Cilione's first pitch to Charles, ball 1. Cilione's pitch outside, 2-0 now to Charles. Offering. Swung to deep center field, but drifting back in now is Richmond. He'll squeeze that for the second out of the inning, and Charles is retired. Lou Cardona steps in. Penguins catcher struck out back in the second. 22 hits on the campaign for Cardona. Pair of doubles, 9 runs scored. First pitch swinging for Cardona, lifts the ball on the right. The last settles under it, squeezes it with the left hand, and YSU goes 1, 2, 3 here in the 4th inning. So Basilione cruising, mini cruising. We'll go to the top of the 5th. 2-2, Penguins and Norse here from East Woodfield. Moving on to the top of the 5th. Penguins and Norse tied at 2. Kyle Coletta, Billy Marion, Shake Richmond due up for the Norse. Zach Minnie on the bump for the Gwens. Here's Minnie's first pitch, outside, ball 1. Coletta grounded out to second in his first at bat in the second inning. Pitch catches the corner, strike 2, or strike 1. Minnie's offering line into left field, a base hit for Coletta. So leadoff single for the Norse here in the top of the 5th. 35th hit on the campaign for Kyle Coletta. Billy Marion steps in, left fielder for the Norse. See what they decide to do here. 9-hole hitting Marion. They try to move Coletta up to second base. Say, by the way, Marion is holding the bat that sacrifices in order. Almost tipped his hand there. Moved his hand subtly. Squares around a bunt. Pops it up. Back behind Cardona. Goes to the screen. So Marion being called on for the sacrifice bunt. It's already squared around. Takes the bat back, outside, ball one. Marion just 3 hits on the season. Squares around already. Throw over to first by Minnie, chases Coletta back. Marion takes that pitch outside, 2-1. Marion, no sacked bunts this season. Takes that pitch outside, 3-1. So Marion offering to give himself up, but Minnie, who's walked 1 today back in the first, now down to the count 3-1. Gets the bunt down. Minnie gets off the mound, throws over to Kendricks. So good sack bunt by Billy Marion. Moves Coletta up to second base. Goes to the top of the order now for Jake Richmond. Richmond 0 for 2 today. 2 balls hit to the left side. Popped out to the shortstop in short left field. Flew out to Anthony Rowan back in the 3rd inning. First pitch swinging again. Richmond lifts this one to right. Giving chase are the Gwens. It's way back out of play. Some fans who are enjoying a delightful day here at Eastwood Field. Very delightful afternoon. We've had some pretty good weather weekends at home this season. Crowds have been pretty solid throughout the year. At Eastwood this year, the Gwens are 7-9. Kyle Coletta away from second scoring position for Jake Richmond. Minnie's pitch catches the inside corner. Strike. In Chicago, Penguins threatened. They had the bases loaded, 2 outs in the top of the 4th, but UIC escaped. Still leads 4-0 in the bottom of the 4th Horizon League Softball Championship, Game 1. Minnie's fastball outside. Penguins need a rally to force a second game with the Flames. Top team in the Horizon League this year on the baseball front and the softball front. So far, 18-5 are the Flames. Minnie's pitch cued off the right side, now to play. Foul in front of Anthony Rowan's dad. Hustles over to make a play on that one. Throws it back in. Good throw. You can see where Anthony got the arm from. Pitch from Zach Minnie. Outside, not chasing as Richmond. Count goes to 2-2. 2-2, 1 out. Go ahead run at second for Northern Kentucky here in the top of the 5th inning. Fouled off to the left side this time by Richmond. Big hole between first and second base. If Richmond decide to go that direction. Cheating over at second for the Penguins is Evan Chang, trying to keep Coletta close. Coletta not a big threat to run, just 1 steal this year. Stepping off is Minnie. So Penguins are concerned in keeping Coletta close to the bag. Richmond came into the game 298, 0 for 2. Cardona's going to go out now and talk to Minnie. Chang making his 6th start at second. He's definitely cheating over to second to try to keep Coletta close by. Playing umpire starts to work his way out to break up the powwow. First time in quite a while the Norse have had a runner in scoring position. Last time was back in the first. So just a clarification on the signs between Minnie and Cardona for a crucial 2-2 pitch. Curveball upstairs, and I think somebody missed the sign because Cardona's going right back out there to try to talk to Minnie and say, I was not expecting a curveball right there. So, like I mentioned, it had been a while since they had a runner on second. That was back in the first. So Cardona goes out there now with a full count to Richmond. Tries to settle down Minnie, and here's the 3-2 offering. Lifted into center field, retreating back, and now coming in is Breitis. He'll make the catch, throws it into Charles at short. So Coletta cannot advance. So Minnie gets his second out of the inning there on the fly out to center. Now Josh Merrigan, the Penguins pitching coach, will go out and talk to Minnie and Cardona. I'm sure he was kind of interested in their discussions for the last batter regarding the signs. Also, with the last stepping in, it's 14 home runs and first base open. I'm sure they're saying feel free to be extra cautious with a left-handed hitter. 14 doubles and 14 home runs and 18 doubles. So American gets his pitcher and catcher back on the same page. And Alas will step in. 14 home runs, 18 doubles on the year. 0 for 1 today. Walked and scored back in the first. Grounded out to second. Minnie tries to come inside for a ball. 1-0 pitch from Minnie. Downstairs 2-0. So it sounds like the game plan here for Alas is to pound him inside and low. Make him go try to chase something. Ball snuck out over the plate, strike one. It's the 2-1 pitch now. Minnie from the stretch against the Norse's TJ Elias. Downstairs 3-1. Good stop by Cardona with a runner at second base. Swung on and missed. Big hack there by Alas. Went down to try to get that one. Swung over it. Good pitch by Minnie. Count goes full. So big pitch here for both the Gwens and Norse. Runner at second. 2 outs, full count. Minnie's got his sign. He fires. Chopped off the right side by Alas. We'll do it again. 3-2 pitch from Zach Minnie. Curveball just missed outside. So a loss is on via the walk for the second time today.
Catcher number 16, Will Halter.
Brings up the catcher, Will Halter. Halter doubled and scored back in the first, had a base hit in the third. So he's 2 for 2 today against Zach Minnie. Comes up in a key situation, runs at first and second. Minnie looks at Coletta at second. He retreats. No action in either bullpen right now, as Minnie's been forced to work here in the top of the fifth. Steps off. American's already gone out to visit, so it's Minnie's show right now. Minnie's first pitch, off-speed pitch, catches the corner, strike one. Hauser did not 100% agree with that call. Minnie ahead in the count now, 0-1. Pitch is outside, 1-1 to the Norse's catcher. Minnie from the stretch. 1-1 pitch. Ripped in the left. Rowan right there. Right at him. Takes 2 steps back. Able to squeeze that on the line out. So the Norse threaten here in the fifth. They get 2 on with 2 out. Hard hit ball by Will Houter. Squeezed by Anthony Rowan in left. So Minnie threw 5 innings for the 3rd time this season. Penguins have it knotted at 2 here at Eastwood Field. Moni out here at Eastwood Field as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Penguins Norse tied 2-2. There's your line score. Both teams scored a pair in the first. Since then, donuts. So Evan Chang will step in here in the bottom of the fifth. That's why she tries to scratch out a run against Brody Basilione. Basilione has been dealing since his troubles early in the contest. Basilione's pitch to Chang. Line down to left field. Going to get in there for a base hit. Chang will make the turn at first. So a leadoff base knock by the 9-hole hitter, Evan Chang, just his 5th hit on the campaign. Getting a spot start today as Charles has moved over from second to short. So Rowan steps in. He's been on base both times today. Walked in the first, single in the second. Chang has not attempted a steal this year. Rowan first pitch, lines it in the left. Chang will hold up at second. So back-to-back base hits in almost the identical spot. Gwen's jumping on the first pitch now against Basilione. Now it's the 3rd time through the lineup. Seems like they have made an adjustment. So Benyo steps in. The 2-hole batter walked and struck out today. So with nobody out and runners at first and second, we'll see what Dan Bertolini's got for the Gwens. That'll draw a visit from the mound. The great beard by Dizzy Payton. See, he comes out. So crucial situation here. 2-2 game. YSU They hadn't really manufactured much offense since the first. They've only had 2 base runners since the first 4 reached, as Brody Basilione was cruising. But to open the 5th, hard base hit to left by Cheng, and a base knock by Rowan to left at almost the identical spot. So 2 on, nobody out for the Penguins. Benyo steps in. No sacrifice bunts this year for Benyo. So see what Coach Bertolini is feeling down there. Playing in at the corner, he's expecting Benyo to sack. Shang with an average lead at second. Rowan with a decent lead at first. Benyo takes the first pitch upstairs, ball 1. Did not square at all. Was given the green light to swing away, if so choosing. 1-0 pitch to Benyo. Outside 2-0. So sticky situation for Basilione. 2 Penguins on. He's down in the count 2-0 to Kyle Benyo, Gwen's number 2 hitter. Basilione checks the runner at second. Chang. Swung over the top by Benyo, strike 1. So count goes to 2-1. Penguins on first and second. Rowan at first, Chang at second. Shortstop shadowing Chang. Not a big lead out there at second base. Benyo rips on the third. Fortunately, third baseman Bowen steps on the bag, fires over to first for the double play. So another hard hit ball. This one just went right to Bolin, who stepped on the bag and threw over to first. He just had to move 2.5 steps to his right. Stepped on the bag and threw out Benyo by plenty. So bad luck for the Penguins there. Now it's just Rowan at second with 2 outs. And Arcuri steps in. Arcuri 0 for 1 today. He's hit by a pitch in the first, struck out in the third. Two outs, 2-2 game. Bottom of the 5th. Silione off speed pitch, swing and miss by Arcuri. Arcuri came into the game today batting .291. Making his 43rd start for the Penguins. Pretty versatile outfielder for YSU. Fastball, strike 2. Looks like it caught Arcuri by surprise. Down in the count now, 0-2. As Basilione tries to work out of a jam here in the 5th. Doesn't chase, does Arcuri outside, ball 1. Rowan at second, not being paid much attention to by the second baseman or shortstop. So he can get a healthy lead. Probably get the green light if Arcuri can get a base hit. Arcuri steps out of the box now after Basilione takes too much time. Get back in there now. 1-2 the count to the Gwens' right fielder. Rowan takes off, pitches upstairs. He beats it in there. Nice stab by Bolin there at third base. So 2-out steal by Rowan. Gutsy and aggressive at the same time. Throw from Houter was a bit high and a good stab by Bolin. So Bolin been a key figure for the Norse defensively this inning. Turned 2 and might have saved a run right there with a nice snag. 2-2 now to Arcuri. Go ahead, run at third. Fouls that one straight back and out of play. Throwing now 9 of 10 on the season in steals. He ties Arcuri for the team lead in base thefts. Penguins try to rally the troops here. Go ahead, run 90 feet away here in the bottom of the fifth. 2-2 delivery from Basilione. Curie pops it up. Center field and right fielder both converge. Coming in right is the last. He's going to squeeze it for the third out. So Penguins strand the go-ahead run at third base here in the fifth. Had a little something going, but could not play to Anthony Rowan. So through 5 complete. We're tied at 2. Penguins and Norse at Eastwood Field. On to the top of the 6th. 2 up for the Norse. Gans, Roberts, Mercurio. 2-2. Good ball game here at Eastwood Field on a nice Saturday afternoon. Zach Minnie still on the hill for the Penguins. Has thrown more than 5 innings just once this season, so some uncharted territory for Minnie. First pitch swung on and drilled to right. And out of here over the short fence by Gans. So Gans, apparently a one-hop defense. The short fence down there is hard to see. And I didn't think it was a home run when he hit it. And then the ball went over the fence and everybody kind of stopped. So a ground rule double. It was a line shot that got out of here quick. So for Gans, his 18th double of the season, it was hard to see. Right in front of a white sign, no less, the Kensington Golf Course in Canfield. Ball hopped over the fence for the ground rule double. First pitch swinging by Roberts in foul territory, but for the Gwens, Padovan under it. So Minnie able to retire Roberts quickly. Gans still at second base. Mercurio steps in. He's 0 for 2 today. He's flown out to right and flown out to left. Pitch from Minnie, swinging a foul tip strike by Mercurio. Yeah, Minnie's last outing went 5 at right. So now we're at 5 1/3 here against Northern Kentucky. Strike on the outside corner. Good development by Minnie throughout the year, who didn't go more than an inning until facing the Norse on March 31st when he went 2 2/3. Pitch from Minnie. Outside for a ball. So after that, outing with the Norse went an inning against right. Then he went 2 2 2 9 2 5, and now 5 1/3. Second longest outing of the season for Zach. Pitch is outside. 2-2 is the count. To the North second baseman, Dominic Mercurio. popped up off the left side. Padavan has room again. Camps out under it and squeezes it. So 2 foul outs to the third baseman after a leadoff ground rule double by Gans. Brings up third baseman Brad Bolin. Bolin had a great defensive inning for the Norse last inning. He had a double play and saved a run on an errant throw on a stolen base. He's 0 for 2 today. A strikeout looking. Flew out to left last time up. Fouled it straight back. Look out, Dom. Jesus. Got to give Dom a heads up there, Kev. Hangs in there. No fear for Dom. Must be nice to be young. I would have bailed. Pitch outside. 1-1 evens the count. That's two close ones. Third time's the charm. Pitch from Minnie. Downstairs, 2-1. Brad Bolin awaits the 2-1 pitch from Zach Minnie. Here it comes. Lifts it into center field. The brightest started back. Now he's got to come in. He's charging in hard. He'll get under it and make the catch. A good hustle by Brightus, who started it deep, started back, came charging, and Minnie works around a leadoff double by Trey Gans. Tires the last 3 of the inning. So we head to the bottom of the 5th, bottom of the 6th. Penguins and Norse tied 2-2 here at Eastwood Field. Going to the bottom of the 6th, 2-2 tie. Good game here at Eastwood Field. Trevor Parks, Kevin Davis, Don Joseph has the call. Call the bullpen, and John Schiraldi called the bullpen for Northern Kentucky. Cameron Ross comes on. Ross 3-1 on the year. In league play, 2.56 ERA. Overall, 3.70 ERA, 4-2 on the campaign. This is his 31st appearance. Save specialist for the Norse, 4 saves. Overall, 2 have come against Horizon League foes. 48.2 innings pitched. Wow, just 20 earned runs, 20 walks, 35 strikeouts for Ross, sophomore from Hebron, Kentucky. Hebron. You say Hebron, I say LeBron. Penguins will have Kendrick, Padavan, and Brightus to greet Ross here in the bottom of the 6th. Ross's first pitch, outside, ball 1. Good news, bad news on the softball front. Penguins on the board now. They trail 5-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Threatened with 2 runners on. Again, they've left 8 through 5 innings. Trail 5-1 in the bottom of the 5th to the Flames. Kendrick takes that pitch, called strike 1. So Gwens have 6 outs to try to keep their season alive. Pitch from Ross. Swing and miss by Kendrick. Ross is kind of a different delivery. Actually, the first time we've seen Northern Kentucky up here this season. Gwen's lost 2 out of 3 out of 3-game set down there end of March, 1st of April. Ross pitched downstairs. Powder asked for an appeal. First base umpire says no. Count even at 2-2. Two-two pitch to Kendrick from Ross. Ripped into left field, base hit. So Kendrick, a good day at the plate. He's walked, singled, and doubled. So Padovan will step in. This is Ross's 4th appearance against the Penguins this year. Earned the save on April 2nd. He had 5 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings on April 1st. So why she's seen him before, it's just been a while. Kendrick's that way at first now for a leadoff single. Padovan steps in. He get into a double play. He hit the second baseman last time. Where's the bunt? He bunts it right back to the mound. Ross didn't even look at Kendrick. He'll throw to first. So sack bunt by Padovan. Good job. For Padovan, his second sacrifice bunt of the year. Penguins trying to do the little things now in the close game. Only 15 sack bunts on the season coming in. Now 16 thanks to Padovan. Tried to play for the big inning a couple times and just hasn't worked out. I mean, Padovan grounded into an inning double play. Benyo grounded into a double play in the 5th. Now they got the go-ahead runner at second. Bridus steps in. Takes that pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Bridus probably happy that Barcelona has exited 2 strikeouts against the junior righty today for Bridus. Full on sunshine now. Bridus fouls it outside of third. Ball kind of sits in play right on the line, so forced to take a timeout. Here, everybody catch their breath. 2-2 the score. Gwens have 6 hits in today's game. Bridus flares it to short. Shortstop was kind of second. Second baseman was off balance, but able to throw to first to get Bridus. Second baseman Mercurio was trying to keep Kendrick close to third. The dirt monster almost got him. Wasn't the most appealing out to the eyes, but nonetheless it's an out. So 2 outs now. Kendrick advances to third on the play, and Charles steps in. So a second straight inning, YSU's had the go-ahead run at third with 2 outs. Charles 0 for 2. Takes a called strike from Ross. Charles grounded out to short back in the 1st. Fly it out to center. Last at bat in the 4th. Stays back on that. Flares one into the seats. Foul ball. Sophomore Charles, 46 hits this year, 12 RBI. Big opportunity here to help the Penguins out now with a go-ahead run at third and 2 outs. Charles overplaying short today. Pitch misses downstairs for a ball. Good eye by Charles. Offer from Ross. Outside. 2-2. Try to backdoor breaking ball, misses. Go and run at third. 2-2 pitch from Ross. Lifted foul by Charles. Good at bat here by Webb Charles. Kendrick over third. He opened the inning with a single. Moved up on a sacrifice bunt by Padovan. Ground out to second base by Brightus. Advanced him to third. 2-2 pitch from Ross. Popped up on the infield by Charles. Making the call is the shortstop, Coletta. So Gwens strand the go-ahead run at third for the second consecutive inning as Ross retires Charles on the infield pop-up. So through 6 innings, we still sit tied 2-2. Penguins and Norse, Eastwood Field, Niles, Ohio. Top of the 7th inning. Welcome back. Trevor Parks, Kevin Davis, Dom Joseph here at Eastwood Field. Zach Minnie still on the bump for the Gwens. Coletta, Billy Marion, Jake Richmond. The 3 due up for the Norse. The 3 scheduled batters for the Norse this inning. First pitch from Minnie outside, ball 1. Action now in the Penguins bullpen. Double barrel action down there right now. Swing and a foul for Coletta. Coletta 1 for 2. Singled his last at bat back in the 5th. Grounded out to second. Back in the second. Pitch by Minnie. Called strike on the outside corner. Minnie heading to count 1-2. Swing and a base hit to right field. Second base hit, second leadoff base hit of the day for Kyle Coletta. So similar situation then in the 5th inning. Coletta led off with a base hit, brought up Billy Marion. Marion had a sacrifice bunt. Moved Coletta up to second base. Would assume that'll be the case here again with nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. Marion already squared around a bunt. Takes that pitch upstairs, ball 1. Last time the count went to 3-1. Before a bunt by Marion. Marion around again early. Mini throw over to first. 87 pitches for Minnie so far here in the 7th inning. 6 complete for the Penguin right-hander from just outside of Cleveland. Marion squares the bunt outside again, 2-0. So Padovan playing almost on top of home plate. It's like a softball lineup now for the Gwens where Padovan's playing. There you go, just throw the strike. Great bunt by Marion up the first base side. Minnie had a tough throw there. So good play by everybody involved. A nice sack bunt by Marion. Nice throw by Minnie inside the bag to Kendrick. Top of the order now for Jake Richmond. Richmond 0 for 3 today. Flowing out to center, flowing out to left. Popped out to short. And Minnie will be visited by Dan Bertolini. And for all intents and purposes, his afternoon is over. So that's it for Zach Minnie, responsible for the runner at second. But for Minnie, 1 strikeout, just 2 walks in 6 1/3 innings pitched. He will not face the lineup for the 4th time. So we'll come back here in 30 seconds, tell you about the Penguins' new pitcher here at East Woodfield. Joel Hake on the mound now for the Penguins. Hake making his 18th appearance on the campaign. 15 of them have come in relief for the entire season. 6.44 ERA, 1-6 on the year for Hake. 1 save, 36 1/3 innings pitched, 11 walks, 18 strikeouts. In league play 1 and 3, this is his 10th appearance. 5.28 ERA, 15 1/3 innings pitched, 5 walks, 8 strikeouts. Comes in crucial time here in the top of the 7th, 2-2 game. Northern Kentucky has the go-ahead runner on second with just 1 out. Zach Minnie went 6 1/3 before being relieved by Hake. Hake, a sophomore from Youngstown Ursuline High School, the Irish product, nursing major at Youngstown State University. Now he's got to nurse himself through this inning, see if the Penguins can keep this all squared. First pitch from Hake to Richmond is delayed as Hake steps off the rubber. Now he's ready to go from the stretch. Right-hander comes set. He fires. Ooh, a little chin music there to Richmond. Go-ahead runner at second is Kyle Coletta. Top of the order, Jake Richmond in for the Norse. Hake checks the runner. He'll come home now. Upstairs again. So Hake, 2 pitches, both of them in the vicinity of Richmond's head. Not intentional, just not having his best control at the moment. So Cardona, a good job to go out and try to settle Hake down. Maybe a little juiced up in a situation. Key situation for the Penguins. You get to the 7th in a 2-2 game, and if you're in must-win territory, you got to figure out how to seal the deal. Hake's pitch closer to the strike zone, but still upstairs. 3-0 count now to Richmond. Offering from Hake. Taken all the way was Richmond, strike 1. Richmond with 9 home runs, 10 doubles on the season, so got some pop in his bat, right-handed hitter. Takes 3-1 pitch, little flare in the left, chasing out his shortstop. It's going to get in. Rowan comes in, and he'll get the ball back in, but a base hit for Jake Richmond. Little flare in the left. And Norse with runners at first and third and just 1 out.
Now batting the right fielder, number 7, TJ Alas.
For TJ Alas. And that'll be it for Hake. Hake was going to face 1 batter, apparently, in Richmond and gave up the base hit. So short outing for Hake apparently, unless Bertolini's just coming out to coach him up. But no, he'll take the baseball from Hake. And it'll be one batter face for Hake here in the 7th. Gives up the base hit to Jake Richmond. So the Norse have runners at first and third. Just one out here in the top of the 7th inning as they threaten at Eastwood Field. We'll be back momentarily to tell you about the Penguins' call to the bullpen here at Eastwood Field. Mike Krastowski called the bullpen for Youngstown State. Joe King on now the lefty. King 4.50 ERA, 3-6 record, making his 24th appearance on the year. He's the back of the bullpen for the Gwens. 6 saves, 54 innings pitched, team high 54 innings pitched, 27 earned runs, 26 walks, 21 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .316 against King this season. In Horizon League play, this is his 14th appearance. He's been pretty strong against league opponents. 2.40 ERA, just 2-3 record, 4 saves. 30 innings, he's walked 20 and struck out 8. So big situation here for King, a senior from Woodbridge, Virginia.
The right fielder, number 7, TJ Alas.
2 on, just 1 out. TJ Alas steps in. Alas has 14 home runs. So lefty-lefty matchup here for Coach Dan Bertolini. He made the quick hook on Hake, who faced 1 batter. Playing for the double play up the middle, even with the bag at the corners. Holding runner first is Kendrick. King will throw over to first. Back safely is Richmond. Kyle Collette at third. Jake Richmond, the runner, at first. TJ Alas 0 for 1 on the day. 2 walks, ground out to second. Pitch to Alas, swings through it, strike 1. So pressure's on Penguin catcher Lou Cardona here with a go-ahead run at third base and just 1 out. Keep an eye on the runner at first in Richmond, see if they maybe try a double or delayed steal. With lefty, it'll be tough. King throws it back to first just in case. Richmond's 8 of 15 in steals this year. Sharper to first, pass diving Kendrick into right. Going from first to third will be Richmond. So RBI base hit by Alas. Going from first to third is Jake Richmond. Northern Kentucky now leads YSU 3-2.
Catcher, number 16, Will Houter.
Alas drives in his 44th run with the base hit. So now Will Houter steps in. Chance to increase the lead. Runner still at first and third. Just 1 out for Northern Kentucky. First pitch swinging for Houter. Rowan comes over as Bright's got a late jump. He'll throw home, tagging and scoring on the play will be Richmond. Moving up to second is Alas. Northern Kentucky with a pair here in the 7th. They now lead 4-2.
Designated hitter number 23, Trey Gaines.
Gans will come in. TJ Alas at second base. 2 runs already in for Northern Kentucky as they have broken open a 2-2 tie. Tough thing for Minnie. He gave up the leadoff base hit to Coletta. So as of now, he's on the hook for the decision. King's offering. Lined in the left. He's going to get down in front of Rowan, who plays it on one hop. Third base coach wisely decides to hold Alas. Good throw in by Rowan. But Gans with the 2-out base hit. He's 2 for 4 today. Chad Roberts steps in. Roberts 1 for 3, singled back in the first.
First baseman number 33, Chad Roberts.
4 hits in the inning for the Norse, who dodged bullets in the 5th and 6th, leaving Penguin runners at third base to end the inning. And now the offense has stepped up. First pitch from King called strike 1. Wind blowing from left to right. Beautiful day here in Niles, Ohio. Pitch from King, swing and a miss by Roberts.
Use the whole field here, threes. Use the whole field here.
0-2 offering from King. Just upstairs, ball 1. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. 2 in for the Norse here in the top of the 7th. King comes set, running lead. Now they turn home, and King looks at the runner. He'll throw home. He's got a snap throw back to third. Good throw by Cardona to retire Alas as the delayed steal does not work. Northern Kentucky with 2 strikes on Roberts tried to squeeze out a third run. They were not able to, but Northern Kentucky strikes for a pair as we head to the bottom of the 7th. It's the Norse 4, Youngstown State 2. Back at Eastwood Field, Lou Cardona steps in here for the Gwens in the bottom of the 7th. Penguins now down 4-2 to Northern Kentucky. First pitch from Ross to Cardona's line, base hit up the middle. So Cardona aboard with a leadoff single, his first hit of the afternoon. The 23rd hit of the season for Lou. So Chang will step in. Chang 1 for 2, single and a strikeout today. Ross's pitch outside, ball one. So Ross came in, the game was tied 2-2. Now has a 4-2 lead to protect. Runner first is Cardona, pitch by Ross downstairs, 2-0. Norse 4 runs on 9 hits, no errors. Gwen's 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Ross from the stretch, chopper to short by Chang. Gonna have to hustle. Good play by Coletta to retire Chang on the ground out as Cardona moves up. Goes to the top of the order. Rowan has had a good afternoon. 2 base hits and a walk, along with a stolen base.
Left fielder, number 14, Anthony Rowan.
Rowan now faces Ross for the first time today. Tries to hold his swing, went around, called strike one. Penguins softball team down to their last out, down 6-2 in the top of the 7th. And Maria Lacatena keeps the season alive with a home run, 6-3 now. 2 outs, top of 7. Pitch from Ross. Rowan squares around, lifts it into the left. Billy Marion under it for the out. 2 outs now here in the 7th inning. Rowan is retired for the first time today.
The designated hitter, number 23,
Kyle Benyo steps in. Benyo 0 for 2 today, grounded in a double play in the 5th, struck out in the 2nd, walked and scored back in the 1st. Ross's pitch, swing, and a strike. Benyo with some pop, 8 home runs this year, including a walk-off against Bowling Green. Takes that pitch for a ball. It's the Penguins' first walk-off in almost 8 years as far as a walk-off home run. Strike there for Ross. Benyo down and count now 1-2. Out at second is Cardona. Penguins down 4-2. Benyo swing and a miss, strike 3. The side is retired. So YSU gets a leadoff single from Lou Cardona. But the Penguins cannot cut in to the 4-2 deficit. After 7 innings here at Eastwood Field, it's Northern Kentucky 4, Youngstown State 2. And a John Chiraldi called to the bullpen brings on Penguins sophomore right-hander Jesse Slinger. Slinger, native of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, went to Upper St. Clair High School. Slinger appearing in his 23rd game for the Penguins, 6.39 ERA, 1-3 record on the season. 43 2/3 innings pitched, 18 walks, 30 strikeouts. In Horizon League play, this is Slinger's 8th appearance. Pitched 11 1/3 innings, 7 walks, 7 strikeouts. So called upon to keep the game 4-2. Here in the 8th. Give the Penguins a chance to give the offense a shot here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Final score, UIC 6, YSU 3. Penguins pair of runs in the 7th. Maria Lacatena homered with 2 outs. That's Sarah Dowd. Fly it out to right to end the championship game. YSU falls 6-3. Great season for the Penguins to get to the Horizon League final. Finished second in the league in the regular season as well. So Slinger's first pitch upstairs to Chad Roberts. Roberts 1 for 3 on the day. Fouls this pitch off the left side, now to play. Ball upstairs. Count goes to 2-1 to Roberts. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now. Popped up right at Dom again. I think it carried over him, so we're good there. It's good. All good. 2-2 now. Pitch by Slinger, 2-2 offering, fouled back into the netting. We'll do it again. Swing and a miss. Slinger strikes out Roberts for the first out here in the 8th. Slinger, that's his 31st strikeout on the season. Ties him for second with Kevin Yerebenik. Colin Floyd, the team leader, with 39. So Mercurio steps in. He's 0 for 3 today. First pitch swinging out to right. Drifting over is Arcuri. He'll reach up and squeeze it for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down for NKU here in the 8th. Brad Bolin will step in. Bolin 0 for 3 today. Strikeout and a pair of flyouts.
The third baseman, number 6, Brad Bolin.
2 down, nobody on. Slinger to face Bolin. Pitches a ball. Slinger, the 4th Penguin pitcher to take the hill today. Minnie started, went 6 1/3, pitched great, but he's on the hook for the loss. Called strike to Bolin. Hake pitched to 1 batter in the 7th. And King pitched the final 2/3 of the inning. Offering is downstairs from Slinger. Ball 2. Line shot to Chang at second. He reaches down and grabs it. So 3 up, 3 down. A good inning for Slinger in his first appearance of the day. So we head to the bottom of the 8th. Gwens need a pair as they trail Northern Kentucky 4-2 here at Eastwood Field. Arcuri, Kendrick, Padovan up for the Gwens here in the bottom of the 8th. They will face Northern Kentucky reliever Cameron Ross. Ross came on in the 6th inning and is on for his 3rd inning of work here. First pitch to Arcuri, strike 1. Ross is their closer. They brought him on in the 6th in a tie game. Now he's in line for the victory. Takes that pitch outside, ball 1. Pitch from Ross downstairs, 2-1. Penguins down 4-2 to the Norse. First game of a doubleheader out here at Eastwood Field. We got game 1 for you. Live here. Pitch is outside, 3-1. So Arcuri trying to get on for Kendrick, who's 2 for 2 today, with a single, a double, and reach via walk. 3-1 pitch inside, ball 4. Arcuri works the leadoff walk here in the 8th. Try to spur a Penguin rally.
First baseman, number 21, Andrew Kendrick.
13th walk of the season for Arcuri. Second time he's been on base today was hit by a pitch back in the 1st. Kendrick steps in. He doubled back in the 1st. Scored 2. Had a single in the 6th. Reached on a walk in the 3rd. Pitch upstairs, high and tight. Ball 1. Field in full sun mode now. As Kendrick steps in, Arcuri, the runner at first base. Kendrick, the tying run at the plate. Pitch by Ross outside, 2-0. So Ross then walked the batter. Since coming into the game, walked Arcuri to start the 8th. Now he's down 2-0 to Kendrick. Popped up on the right side. It's going to blow out of here. I think the first baseman, Roberts, thought he may have a play. It's a high sky. Looked right in the sun. Wind blowing from left to right. Just pushed it out of play. Count goes to 2-1. So still a good count for Kendrick. Ross comes set. Delivers Kendrick a 2-hopper to short. Picked up by Coletta. He'll flip to second. Arcuri will throw over to Robertson. A 6-4-3 TaylorMade double play. So just what Ross needed there. Leaking oil a little bit and got a 6-4-3 double play by the Penguins power hitter to clean the bases. So Padovan steps in now. 2 outs here in the 8th. YSU trailing 4-2. Padovan bluffed a bunt. Ball 1. Line shot back up the middle. Second baseman reached up with his bare hand, not going to get there. Base hit for Padovan. So Penguins
The center fielder, number 2, Trey.
bring Brightus. We're back in action. So Brightus 0 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts and a ground out to second. Represents a tying run again. It's Padovan, the 2-out base hit in the right center. Up and in, ball 1. Brightus with some pop as well. 6 home runs on the year for Trey. Rips that one in the left, base hit. So back-to-back 2-out singles for the Penguins. Trying to keep this inning alive, brings up Webb Charles. Charles 0 for 3 today. Ground out, a fly out, and a pop out. So the tying run is at first. The go-ahead run now steps to the plate for the Penguins. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Cameron Ross on the mound for NKU. First pitch from Ross outside, ball 1. So Ross would give up a couple singles in the 6th and the 7th. This inning, a walk and 3 singles. Helped out by a double play ball by Kendrick. A little roller to third. Hustling is Bolin. Bolin, good arm, fires over to first. Throws out Charles. Keep the Penguins off the board. YSU gets a pair of runners here in the 8th. They leave them stranded. We go to the 9th. Gwen's Trail 4-2 here at Eastwood Field. On to the ninth inning. Gwens trail 4-2. 8-9 on top of the order up for the Norse. Slinger still on the mound for the Penguins. Tired the Norse in order in the eighth. First pitch swinging, fouled back by Kyle Coletta. Coletta 2 for 3 today, 2 base hits. He started the rally in the seventh with a single. Moved up to second on a sac bunt. Came around to score on a single by Jake Martin. 0-1 pitch fouled off to the left side. Slinger quickly had the count, 0-2. Slinger needs to work quick, get the Gwens an opportunity here in the ninth. Had a chance there in the eighth, just couldn't cash in. Pitch is outside for a ball. One-two offering upstairs from Slinger for a ball. Count even at 2-2. Two-two pitch, fouled into the bleachers, over the bleachers, in left. There's a chopper to Chang over at second. Gets it up on his head and throws over to Kendrick. Retire Coletta. Start the ninth. Billy Marion now will step in. Officially, Marion is 0 for 1. He's got 2 sack bunts today. Fly out to left. The left fielder for the Norse, making just his second start in the field this season. Takes first pitch from Slinger downstairs, ball 1. Slinger's pitch downstairs, ball 2. Good eye by Marion. He's worked the count a couple times so far today. Turns on that one, liner to right. Running to his left is Arcuri for the catch. So 2 down here in the ninth. Goes to the top of the order, Jake Richmond. Richmond 1 for 4. Singled and scored back in the 7th inning for the Norse.
The center fielder, number 3, Jake Richmond.
First pitch swinging by Richmond, fouled off. Slinger ahead in the count, 0-1. Scheduled for the Penguins in the ninth, Cardona, Chang, and Rowan. 8, 9, and 1. Richmond lifts that one foul out of play down the right side. Ball ricochets back towards the field, down into the seats. So 0-2 for Slinger against Richmond. Richmond won't bite. Outside, ball 1. One-two pitch. Downstairs, 2-2. Check swing. Ball rolls past first foul. Two-two pitch again from Slinger. Line into right field for a base hit. Second straight base hit for Richmond. who now 2 for 5 on the afternoon. Brings up TJ Alas.
Now batting right fielder, number 7, TJ Alas.
Alas is 1 for 2. He's walked twice as well today. Scored the Norse's first run back in the first inning. Already tried to steal with Slinger. Slinger throws high. Good slide by Richmond. Just overslid the bag. Heads up play by Charles to keep the tag on, and he's out. No argument there from Richmond. So caught stealing at second base. Richmond with a huge jump. We'll go to the ninth. Penguins will need 2 against Cameron Ross. Keep this ball game alive. Northern Kentucky 4, YSU 2 here at Eastwood Field. Penguins will need a rally to keep this thing going as they trail 4-2 in the bottom of the ninth. Lou Cardona will lead things off for the Gwens. Cardona singled back in the 7th. He is 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Penguins trail by 2. It's Northern Kentucky closer Cameron Ross. Will look to finish it out, get his 7th save on the season. First pitch from Ross, strike 1. Ross fires right down the middle. Strike 2. Ross quickly hit 0-2 on Cardona. Pitch outside, 1-2. Penguins need a base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. Cardona's face 1-2 delivery. Flare into right field. There's going to be your first base runner of the ninth. The leadoff base hit by Cardona. Good hustle there. Ball landed in front of Alas, who looked at first and thought about trying throw out Cardona. But good hustle by Cardona. Bring up Evan Cheng. Cheng with a base hit back in the 5th. 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Darshawn Armstrong will run for Cardona. Penguins get a little more fleet feet on the base. The Cheng is represents the tying run. No extra base hits on the year for Cheng. Just 5 hits in total. Made his 6th career start today. Been steady at second base. Been busy at second base too. Pitch from Ross in the dirt, ball 1. So see what Ross has got left in the tank. He worked 4 innings against UIC, 3 2/3 against YSU earlier this year. He's in his 3rd inning of work now. Pitch is outside, ball 2. So Chang ahead in the count 2-0. So pushing the limits for Cameron Ross. No action in the bullpen for NKU, so this is Ross's game. Chang takes that pitch, strike one. Chang grounded out to short. And he faced Ross back in the seventh. Armstrong away from first. 2-1 pitch. Chang with a dribbler to first. Trouble handling by the first baseman. He'll backhand it and throw it away. Penguin runners are going to advance to second, third with nobody out. So Roberts on a slow roller to first, couldn't pick the ball up in his glove, tried a backhand shot to get Chang. Ball went over Ross's head, who was covering first. Runners, everybody's safe, and now we have two runners in scoring position. Nobody out for the Gwens. And Anthony Rowan up. So Chang out at second. Guessing on a base hit, and everybody moved up on an error, on the error. Now he reached on a fielding error and then advanced on an error. So the old two errors on one play trick. Rowan now in, takes strike one from Ross. So Rowan can end this game with a big fly here. Rowan pops it up on the infield. It's in foul territory, but fouls out to first. The first out, that's a killer. They were willing to give up a run. So Penguins still with a great opportunity. 2 on, just 1 out. Now Benyo steps in. Benyo has a walk-off home run this year. As I mentioned earlier, it was the first Penguins walk-off home run in at least 8 years. Did it against Bowling Green. Similar situation here. 2 on, down by 2. Benyo's got the power. Ross is laboring to get this thing home. 3 1/3. It's the third longest outing of the season for Ross. But he's got to finish this thing out for the win. 1-1 pitch to Benyo. Takes that downstairs. Correction, 2-0 now. So Benyo in a favorable count. Arcuri on deck. 2-0 pitch to Benyo, swing and a miss. He was thinking about it right there. Still ahead in the count, 2-1 now. Cordova in third, Chang out at second. Gwens trail 4-2. Ross has pitched to Benyo. Dribble to first, it's going to be a fair ball. So Darshawn Armstrong will come home. And Chang will move up to third. The ball started out in foul territory, bounced back fair. Good play by Roberts to stick with it for the out. So now 2 outs and a runner at third again for the Penguins. Third time today. They've had a runner at third with 2 outs. Runner at third and 2 outs back in the 6th. Runner third, 2 outs back in the 5th. Just weren't able to get them home. So now Arcuri steps in. He's 0 for 2. Reached via walk and hit by a pitch. Penguins trail 4-3 here, bottom of 9. Ross pitches to Arcuri. Good stop by Houter. A lot of pressure on Houter now with Chang down at third. The tying run 90 feet away. Chang needs to be heads up on a ball if it gets away from Houter. Ross delivers. Called strike. High strike there to Arcuri. 1-1. Arcuri had some displeasure back in the third when he was called for a strike on a check swing. Takes that pitch outside. Count now 2-1. So Arcuri ahead in the count. "22 RBIs for the senior right fielder." 2-1 pitch from Ross. Strike two. Looked like the same spot as the earlier pitch. So 2-2 now. Penguins down to their final strike. Game one here against the Norse. Arcuri steps in against Ross. Chang down to third, the tying run. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Ross. Takes it upstairs. Ross wanted the call. Walked off the mound to the right side, which is interesting because their dugouts to the left side, their dugouts to the right, but didn't get the call. So the count goes full now to Arcuri. Tying run down to first. Ross's pitch catches the inside corner. Strike three. Arcuri's beside himself. Coach Dan Bertolini storms out of the dugout. He's having a conversation with the home plate umpire. Home plate umpire is trying to explain that all three pitches were strikes. Bertolini not happy with the way game one ended. Penguins fall 4-3. He comes back for more with the umpires. He's having a discussion with one of the base umpires, who I'm guessing is the crew chief. So he started to discuss when the start of the second game is. Bertolini, as he walks down to the clubhouse and back to the dugout, still has some choice words for everybody. Home plate umpire is still talking to Bertolini. They've got to go to the same clubhouse area. So I'm sure some of the faithful here aren't happy as well for the game the way it ended, but nonetheless, that's it. So Lorenzo Arcuri strikes out with the go-ahead run, with the tying run at third to end the ball game. Final score: Northern Kentucky 4, Youngstown State 3. Tough loss. Game one of the doubleheader for the Gwens. When every win counts this time of year, you're trying to get into the postseason tournament. Penguins will fall to 9-18 in league play. Northern Kentucky improves to 13-13 on the league campaign. Follow YSUSports.com for results of Game 2 and the rest of the season. We'll be back here a week from this past Friday. We'll have YSU against Rider Kids Day game out here at Eastwood Field. 11 a.m. first pitch start. But today, your final score was Northern Kentucky 3-4, Youngstown State 3. For Kevin Davis, Dom Joseph, I'm Trevor Parks. Once again, final score: Northern Kentucky 4, YSU 3. Have a good night, everybody.